right, you bunch of yahoos, strap yourselves in for another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
In other words, shut up, sit up, and pay attention.
And welcome back to another episode of Toxic Masculinity, where we are here to entertain, offend, defend, and anyone and everyone. It's merely our simple-minded opinions, but rest assured, you're going to be infused with a lot of masculinity. So if you can't handle it, maybe you better get out of the kitchen or go put your band pants on and tune on in. Normally, I would be introducing my other dashingly handsome mustache man, Don the Predator Fry, but Don is a little under the weather at this time. So I ask our listeners to keep Don in their thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we'll have Don back in no time at all, cussing and just being the Oreo codger that he is. But as the old cliche, the show must go on. And we have a special guest this evening, a man that has held many different credentials, real name being Charles Wright, but he's kind of been known as, Papa Shango, the Kama Mustafa, and the Godfather. What do you do now here, Charles? I mean, do you do still stuff with professional wrestling? Do you do appearances, autograph signings? I mean, but do you do any?
In the last 4 months, I've had 2 weekends off.
Oh, wow.
Doing appearances. I'm still under a Legends contract with Vince. Are you on a Legends contract with him?
No.
I've been under a Legends contract since 2003, and they send me a lot of places because the Attitude Era was such a overtime that a lot of the guys from that era that are still with us, they're not doing good. They don't look good, and I still look okay. So it's kind of cool to sit the Godfather in there. Everybody loves the character, and I play the part. So I'm pretty busy. I also have my own cannabis line in California with Be Real with Cypress Hill. He owns Dr. Green Thumbs in LA. There's like 8 of them. I did a collaboration with him where I have my own strain. I have my own pre-rolls, and I stay busy.
Well, when did you start getting into that industry? I mean, as an entrepreneur.
When did I start getting paid?
Well, yeah, I mean,
around 2000. I've always been, an enthusiast for it. I mean, just look at my character, roll the fatty for Pep Daddy and light that blunt up. Think about cannabis with me. I'm 27 years old. I'm Papa Shango. I'm taking Vicodins, Percocets, Percodans, Somas, Halcyons. You know what all these things are. You've heard of them. Okay. I'm taking.
Just to cut you off for 1 second. When I would go to the locker room at times, because you for whatever reason, WWE was wanting people to get to the arena really early. So I'm here usually with my duffel bag as a pillow. I'm just laying on waiting to see what's going to happen next. Sometimes just waiting to see, will I even wrestle that night, because they got the chalkboard out there. And if someone's promo goes a little too long, or a match goes a little long, all of a sudden they pull out the eraser, like your match is gone, just like that. So most of the time I was waiting around, but I watched in locker rooms, like everyone's come out there and they pull out the bag, and all of a sudden it's like bottle at the bottles being laid on there. And then other guys come out there like going, what do you got? Oh, I could use some of these. I could use some of those. And then like going,
Hey, I was part of that. Plus drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels. Okay. But at 27, I went through my first divorce. I'm Papa Shango. And I tried cannabis for the first time in my life at 27 years old. And what I can remember is, man, my shoulder don't hurt as bad as it did. My back feels a little better. And I went to the gym, and my workout, I got the best pump ever. And then we went to like Jack in the Box. It was the best hamburger I ever had in my life. And so shortly, will I have a shot of Jack? Yeah. Will I have a beer? Yeah. But I'll take no prescription. I'm getting ready to have a total knee replacement on my knee. So I might have to break down and take some pain pills. But other than that, I won't take any of that. Muscle relaxers, any of that. I rely on cannabis for all of that. Now, cannabis doesn't work for everybody, nor do I try to get everybody to try it. This is what I tell people. I just tell people what it has done for me. Correct. And for me, it's been the best thing in the world. I never made money in wrestling until I started talking about it. It made me a nicer person. It's preserved me, I think. It makes me creative. I'm not the type of guy that gets high and then wants to sit on the couch and eat munchies. I want to go wash the car. I want to go fix this. I want to go clean some guns. I do that just totally.
It actually it motivates you. I mean, I'm like going up
beyond. I mean, I haven't smoked for an hour and I'm dying to light one up now.
Go for it.
Well, it's okay with us if you want to.
Oh, since you said that.
Yeah, I'll smoke with you.
This is my strain. This is my bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
Insane Godfather.
That's
and
awesome.
You see on the back, I don't know if I can get it. It tested at 32% THC.
Wow, that's awesome. What's the so it's called Insane Godfather?
It's called Insane Godfather.
Is it a hybrid, sativa?
Indica? Yeah, well, it's more of an indica, but it's an indica hybrid. Okay. It was something called cement shoes, and what he did is
those are good.
Be real. It was called cement shoes for a reason.
I've had that. Yes.
Yeah, and so he's like, I've got all these strains. I got to put a name on them. He goes, I want you to find one that you really like, and then we're going to put your name on it, and we'll work out a little deal. And I'm like, I tried it. I'm like, this is it. The problem is it's a 12-week plant. It's not an 8-week plant. So you lose at least one harvest and not two.
Yeah.
So usually it's out of a lot of places. As soon as they get it out there, it sells out. But it's really good. But the problem is it's a 12-week plant.
There you go. Nice.
This just happens to be one of my pre-rolls from that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, you might find this hard to believe there, Charles, but I'm also involved in CBD. So, but because I like all the medical benefits of the CBD for what it does for pain reduction, but there's so many different things that it does on the molecular level as well, whether you take it orally or if you smoke it or topical application. So I love the effects of the CBD oil, especially when, being a wrestler, being an athlete and all other things, you got a sore shoulder, rub a little bit of CBD on, you got a banged up knee, rub a little bit of CBD on. So I'm really big about that for just pain reduction and quality of life.
I talked to Vince one time about smoking, right? And I'm not going to get into the whole conversation, but at the end of it, he said, Charles, it seemed to make you a nicer person. So,
well, you always have a smile. You always got a smile on your face whenever I see you, man. Yeah,
bro. I've been through the tough guy, the mean guy, not the bully. I've never been a bully. I've been through all that. I'm 61 years old. I'm going to enjoy the second half of my life. You get much further in this life being nice instead of being mean. And so my meanness has left me 20 years ago over that. So
hey, I love your Instagram, man. It's freaking all the videos. And I was cracking up with the one you did with you had like the Papa Shango face in the back of you and then Kamala smoking bowls. I was cracking up, man.
Look at him over there, smoking his Godfather bud. How about Kama? Huh? If Kama had a bud, it'd be the bud that kick your ass. The bud that beat the shit out you.
Yes, I know, Kama. And if he doesn't come out with the Papa Shango voodoo bud, I'll put a curse on him. All right? Now, where's my fucking Papa Shango jacket, huh?
That's just me having fun.
No,
man.
yeah, exactly.
I just be having fun.
You can just tell you're having a good time, and I appreciate, like, us fans. We love seeing that stuff, man. It's great. Just it makes us happy to see you out there just enjoying life still.
I've been blessed. I always tell people I don't have Undertaker money, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just blessed. I'm really blessed.
Well, speaking of the Undertaker, so is it true that you pretty much got him into country music, some bikes and tattoo? You pretty much made the Undertaker, right? And he even stole your he just almost took your name. You just put under in front of it.
Well, he said it in his Hall of Fame speech, where he said, besides my father, I've been one of the biggest influences on his life. Then he says, I'm not necessarily a good influence, but When I met him, bro, he listened to like that long hair music, Motley Crue and those type of bands.
Yeah.
He didn't listen. I listen to country music, still do. He didn't drink Jack Daniels. He didn't ride a Harley. And so I kind of got him into all that stuff and kind of showed him the way. And there's a lot, I just say this, and he'll say the same thing. There's a lot of me in the Undertaker character.
Yep. Yeah.
But he don't smoke. He was never a smoker. He didn't like smoking.
No. So what about, do you think that Vince should have let him finish his career undefeated at WrestleMania?
I don't think it was up to Vince. I think it was up to Mark.
Yeah.
Vince ain't gonna. Mark's at the level where he's not gonna do nothing that he don't think's good for business. Yeah. And he's not gonna do it just for the money. He's got more money than God. So I mean, he did it for a reason. So believe me, he's not that. I was there when he did that, and I was with him that afternoon. But we never. I didn't know he was losing, and I was with him that afternoon. We were, playing dominoes, doing our thing, and we never even talked about it. I seen him the next morning, and he was fucked up, and he was on his way to the hospital. And I mean, that match, he really got messed up in that match.
Oh yeah.
I see him the next morning, and I was getting ready. Me and my wife were leaving, and I'm like, "You all right, big dog?" He's like, "I'll be all right." I'm like, "Sure, you're all right?" He goes, "I'll be all right. We're going to the doctor now." So, I mean, yeah, he got a real bad concussion in that match early.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I have to bring up the Brawl for All since I got both of you here in front of me. That was, the tournament you guys actually fought in the first round.
Yeah, let me interrupt you first there, Tony.
Oh, go ahead.
Charles, do you think that the Brawl for All was even a good idea to do something like this in a professional wrestling setting?
I think looking back, it wasn't a good idea. I didn't put much thought into it, but looking back at it, it wasn't a good idea because that's not what people wanted to see. And it got a lot of people hurt. And, I mean, it got a lot of people hurt. Got me hurt, and it's funny. The only two people that really survived that whole thing was me and Bradshaw. Everybody else kind of faded away after that. If you think about it, everybody kind of faded away after that.
Oh, I mean, I know the people that they were looking to try to put over into it all. It kind of all blew up in everybody's face. It was supposed to be for Dr. Death to, come out and be this, incredible champion, stuff like that. But being from the world of professional wrestling, where what the outcome is going to be, it's up to the athletes that to conduct business to make it happen in their own magical type of ways. But that Brawl for All, I still remember when all the road agents gathered up all the talent and they brought us into the cafeteria room. And then they started to explain this concept of this Brawl for All. And then they said that the only two people that are not allowed, they said, was Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn. And then one of the road agents had to be standing right next to me. I go, "Well, do I need to be in here for any more of this meeting?" He says, "Nope, you can go." I left. So I wouldn't even stay in the cafeteria to hear the rest of it. And it was like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, all I am doing is I'm just laying on a bench, again, waiting around to see and will I be working tonight or will I not be working tonight?
Really? I didn't know that.
And one of the road agents, Cam, comes in and he simply says, "Would you like to fight in the Brawl for All?" And I just simply said, "Against who and how much?" He just said and gave me a price. I go, "Sure." But I told him, I says, "I don't want to wear any gloves." And he said, but he goes, "But you can't punch." I told him, I said, "I will never throw a single punch." I go, "I'm just going to go out there and just show you what an actual wrestler can do." Because I always tell people, "Hey, Charles, when I went to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, I was nothing more than a one-trick pony going into the Ultimate Fighting Championships. I had no boxing background. I had no these things were. I was never going to win a fight with my hands. But I always told people, you have to be within arm's reach to punch me, legs range to kick, knee, elbow." And I go, "I'll just stay a little out of range. People, they throw, they recoil back. As they recoil back, I just simply move on up to whether I either clinch, takedown, or shoot in for takedowns or jam them up against cage ropes or cage fences. And I go, that literally, that was the simple theory. I went into the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So literally going out there, even for the Brawl for All, is like going, well, what am I going to do with these 18-ounce gloves on here right now? Because it's going to really impede me in my abilities of what I can do.
Like you said, with me, it was just, they said, how much? They were like, we'll pay you this much if you fight, this much you win. I just said, okay. That's about all the thought I put to it. I wish I would have took it more serious on the second half than I did, but it is what it is. I mean, Bart's knocking people out, and I'm at home doing my normal, getting high, just relaxing, not going. One Kick Nick, right? And One Kick Nick in Vegas?
No, I don't.
Anyway, he's trying to get me to go down there and practice, and I'm like, nah, I'll be all right. I wish I would have took it a little bit more serious, which I know it doesn't make any sense, but I wish I would have taken it a little bit more serious than I did.
Yeah, like I said, you at the time of your life, though, with all those other characters and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I was having fun. It was just a payday for me. I'm like, I'll go as far as I can and make some money. What the hell?
You did good. I mean, Dan just smothered you in the first, like he said, he came in and he just.
Well, again, the respect was the fact that I know that if I give the Godfather any room to move and breathe, he's going to swat me. Okay. So you can simply say it's out of respect, knowing that I am not going to win this game. He's going to tear me apart. So I need to move in and just impede that ability.
Looks like he got you a few times, Dan.
Well, no, he did. He did. Yeah. You still have to get in. You're gonna take a little punishment, kind of closing that distance. So
I was just trying to count. Like, I know he's gonna shoot. I'm trying to catch him coming in.
Yeah. Well, again, that's
After that,
if I was coaching against myself, I would have been telling the exact same thing.
You're actually the only one that took him down, Dan. I remember, on everyone else, they couldn't get you. You didn't let anyone else take you down. Well, I mean, later on, Bart got you down, but it took him 13 tries. That you took 13 shots before you went down.
Who did?
You did, and that
against Bart. I remember. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
I remember.
It wasn't until later. Somebody's like, "You got to sprawl, you idiot! Stop trying to." I'm like, "Okay." I was never a wrestler, man. I mean, I never learned wrestling. Yeah. I'm just a barroom brawler that's learned how to hit a bag and learned how to hit a speed bag and learned a couple of things. But I don't, I'm no professional fighter. That was a stupid idea. And when Butterbean, I was with Butterbean and Dwayne Gill, and not like just before he fought Bart. And he's like, guys, he said, listen, no matter what you think about me, I've had over 100 professional fights. How many of you guys had? And he goes, you're not professional fighters. You guys might be tough guys, but he said, I'm going to take Bart out quick. And I told Vince, I'm going to take him out quick. Vince was like, take him out. And he's like, because you guys, that's like Dan. You guys are professional fighters. You know what to do. I mean, we're not professional fighters. We're just big old dummies, that think we're tough.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch that match with him and the Butterbean there, and I mean, it was brutal what Butterbean did to him. So, but I mean, but that, just like I said, Butterbean, but by the time he started to coil all that body weight into a shot, I mean, it could be just a shot to the body, and that's going to put you out there alone.
Yeah. No matter what you think of him, the dude's had over 100 professional fights.
Yes.
Bad idea, though.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that it didn't harm me. For what happened and the whole thing, I'm one of the few people that it didn't harm.
And you still got hurt, right? You said like your leg, your quad,
bad, bro.
You tore your quad, right?
The first time he knocked me down, man, I blew out my whole leg. Mm-hmm. And I mean my knee, my thigh, my hip. Yeah, man.
You still got up. God, I don't know how do you get up and go back in there?
Stupid.
You guys are crazy.
Stupid.
That's what Don,
stupid.
That's what Don says too. The same thing.
Yeah,
stupid. Fuck.
Men have that tendency of doing things like that.
I can do it.
We were raised at a different time, and you got a different mindset. And stupid. Yeah. I would tell my son, "Don't do any of these things I've done. Don't be an idiot like me."
Wow.
So how was Japan? How'd you like,
Japan?
yeah, how'd you like working in Japan?
You know what? I like Japan. It was stiff and I was green. So it was easy for me to work over there because it was stiff,
Yeah.
you know? And it was easier for me to work because nobody bitched about you laying it in, and I didn't bitch if they laid it in.
Well, I imagine
who'd you
though
work
also with your size though, Charles, they had to love you because they love the big American wrestlers, so they had to love you just for your sheer size and then being stiff on top of that. Come on now, you're giving them
Well,
cherry on top.
well, what happened is Leon and Vader and Stan Hansen were there, and I had a match with Muda or Chono or one of them guys, I don't remember, and they kind of lit me up a little bit. And when I came back, Bam Bam and Stan pulled me aside like, hey, you can't let that happen. If you let them light you up like that, they're going to really start lighting you up. They said, when you lock up tomorrow, as soon as you lock up with that guy, you jaw check him as hard as you can. Whap! Lay one in on him and let him know. He says, they won't fuck with you no more. So I laid it in. I laid a couple in, and okay, we work. And that's what happened. And from that time on, I didn't have no more problems. I didn't mind a little stiff, but they were lacing. I can't think of the one guy's name that threw hard kicks. He was kind of heavy set. I can't think of his name, but he threw hard ass kicks, and he was lacing me with them.
I don't know.
It don't even matter.
No, it doesn't even matter. Did you ever get slapped by a Noki?
No.
No.
I worked for Inoki, but I didn't work. Yeah, I worked that side. What was that? New Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. The other one was All Japan, I think. I worked for New Japan.
Okay. Yep. How long were you in Japan?
2 or 3 or 4 different times, like 2-3 months at a time.
Yeah.
And then I went over there. I was working in Germany, and I flew over there and did a show with Ludwig Borga. I think me and Owen flew over there to do a show over there,
Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.